888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. The big, beautiful bill just barely got passed in the House. It now is off to the Senate. And the issue is we've got at least two major holdouts, Senator Rand Paul and Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. And the issue is what needs to happen to the bill in order to get their support. My guest is a senior fellow in fiscal policy with Americans for Prosperity. Please welcome back Kurt Couchman. Kurt, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it.
Back with you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, so Kurt, it barely got through the House, I think by one or two votes, if that. And now it's off to the Senate. Already Rand Paul and Ron Johnson have pretty much gone after the bill, claiming that it's going to add a lot of money to the debt and to the deficit. To that, what is your response?
Well, first of all, I want to give House Republicans a lot of credit. People didn't think they were going to be able to get it done, but they did. They worked together with all the different factions of the House Republican Conference, and they were able to get something that passed the House. Now it is in the Senate, and some members want more spending cuts. And hey, I want more spending cuts. We all want more spending cuts. The challenge is being able to do that and get the votes for it. And because if it goes back to the House, it still has to get the votes of the moderates in order to pass the House as well. So fortunately, there's a lot of great policy in this bill, but not everything to move the country forward has to be in this bill. There's multiple bites at the apple. One big one is President Trump had talked about doing a rescissions package, which is where Congress cancels appropriated spending that hasn't gone out the door yet. And so you could pair that with the reconciliation bill in order to get the savings you need to get the fiscal conservatives on board with a bill that has a lot of really good pieces in it.
Rand Paul on Fox News Sunday referred to the spending cuts, as I'm quoting, I'm sure you heard this before, Kurt, wimpy and anemic, close quote. It sounds like he's pretty far away from where he needs to be in order to support the bill.
Yeah, I mean, he's right that there are a lot more things that could be done. I mean, people have talked about the healthcare programs. Healthcare is federal government spending on healthcare is incredibly wasteful. A lot of experts estimate that about a third of it isn't actually making people better. It isn't actually providing value for patients. And so there's a lot of ways to tighten up. There's waste, there's fraud, there's abuse, no question about that. But then you think about Medicaid with the Obamacare expansion population, it's young, healthy people that are the expansion population, and states are getting reimbursed 7 times more for those people for expanding to cover them under Medicaid than they do for the traditional Medicaid population, which is people that are aged, blind, disabled, and pregnant women with young kids. Those are the people that are most vulnerable, and the program is encouraging states right now to take care of everybody else instead of who Medicaid was set up for.
Talk to me about the allegation. It's a 1,000-page bill. I will admit to you, I'm waiting for them to make it into a movie. Talk to me about the Green New Deal stuff that apparently is still in there.
Yeah, so the bill does a lot to scale back the Inflation Reduction Act subsidies for so-called green energy. There's more that could be done. Again, it's a political math question. There's only a small margin in the House. And so it would be great if they would be able to get the votes to cancel all of it on day one, but apparently they just don't have the votes to do that. So it seems like they've done as much as they can or could do in the House to cancel all of that as fast as possible. Maybe the Senate will surprise us and actually make it a better bill than came out of the House.
Kurt, I'm in California, a very high tax state, as is New York, as is Illinois. If I'm not mistaken, my taxes actually went up during the first Trump administration because they took away the ability to deduct state and local taxes. I know a lot of people in House members anyway, in high tax states wanted something done about that. What actually happened regarding state and local tax deductions in the House bill?
Right. So when the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was enacted in 2017, there were 2 provisions that interacted. Yes, there was the cap on the state and local tax deduction, but it also significantly loosened up the alternative minimum tax, which provided essentially about a $20,000 per household effective cap on state and local tax deductibility. So what happened in the House is the current policy right now is that there's a $10,000 limit on a household. That hits me. I live in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. And it's going to go to $40,000 for a household. And that's basically the deal. That's the price of getting a couple of New York Republicans and at least one California Republican on board with the bill.
Let's talk about Donald Trump's promise there'll be no tax on Social Security. I understand there's some sort of deduction in the House bill on that.
Yeah, the way they structure that is to increase the deduction on income that is applicable to those who are Social Security eligible, that is 65 and older. But the thing is about budget reconciliation is you can't actually change Social Security. That's prohibited under what's called the Byrd Rule. So they had to go a different route, and this is what they came up with. So it's an additional $4,000 of your income that you can deduct if you are Social Security eligible.
My guest is Senior Fellow in Fiscal Policy with Americans for Prosperity. By the way, for more information on their fight to extend the tax cuts, go to www.protectprosperity.com and take action today. Kurt, what's the hammer on people like Rand Paul, like Ron Johnson? Is Donald Trump threatening to get them primaried or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, pressure is always something that President Trump will try to apply. For somebody like Rand Paul and somebody like Ron Johnson, they are the kinds of members that the pressure doesn't always work with them, and sometimes you actually need to persuade them. And so what I was talking about before about finding additional spending cuts by clawing back appropriated spending that hasn't gone out the door yet, that's one piece of the puzzle. And there could be other things that President Trump and Senate leadership and House leadership could promise to do afterwards that will potentially address some of their concerns. The challenge is that a lot of times members are like, yeah. You tell us that I'm going to do a thing and then you're going to do a thing, but then you never do the thing that you said you were going to do. Right. So it might be that they end up needing something on the front end before they'll feel comfortable voting for the bill.
Could we have about a minute?
But remember that they could lose 3 Republicans in the Senate, so they could actually pass something without the votes of Mr. Johnson and Mr. Paul, as long as they don't lose 2 others.
Tell me about what you guys are doing, you meaning the Americans with Prosperity, to tout the benefits of the big, beautiful bill.
Absolutely. We're doing everything. We're doing door knocking. We've knocked over 150,000 doors. There are 30,000 plus letters sent directly to lawmakers. We've done meetings all across the country with legislators and town halls, 500 plus rallies and events all over the country. We've got a lobbying team that is down talking to folks on Capitol Hill, talking with leadership, talking with rank and file members, problem solving. We're working with different organizations that have expertise, and we are just pulling out all the stops to get this done and keep people's taxes from going up while also improving government efficiency.
Again, for more information on the fight to extend the tax cuts, go to protectprosperity.com, protectprosperity.com. Kurt, thank you so much and good luck. I hope we get this across the finish line. We really do need this.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I appreciate you.
God bless.